Hey guys, this is Chris Elliott with Remax Action Real Estate coming at you this week with another real estate quick tip. Title of this week's show is Don't Forget About Your Carry Cost. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to run you through a calculator or a spreadsheet that I use with clients sometimes when they have a vacant property and they're trying to decide whether or not to hold it for a certain amount of time or to accept a certain offer. We'll see you guys on the spreadsheet. All right guys, so this is the monthly carry cost calculator. This is a calculator, a spreadsheet that I use a lot of times when I have seller clients. They have a vacant property, either a house that they've moved out of or a home that they've had as a rental that is not currently rented. And the reason I want to shoot this video, I've had a lot of conversations recently, especially this time of year, it's more common, where folks are saying, hey Chris, we're just going to hold the property until the spring. We're going to, not show it now. Or, hey, I have a property, it's vacant right now, but it's really not costing me that much money. Or, hey, I don't have a mortgage, it's not really costing me that much money. So I just want to walk you guys through this, just food for thought. So, and what I'll do is I'm going to link up this spreadsheet in the email and social, wherever you're getting it. If for whatever reason it's not where you're consuming this video, feel free to reach out to me, or if you want me to customize this to your personal situation, feel free to call, text me, email me. So let's just make some basic assumptions real quick for example's sake. Let's assume that we have a $300,000 property. Let's assume that you have no mortgage on the property. So you're, hey Chris, I don't have a mortgage. It's really not costing me that much to hold this property. Okay. So after we figure out your selling expenses, and that's already budgeted in here, we figure about a 6% commission plus another 1% of selling expenses. That's a different video for a different day. But let's just assume that after all your selling expenses, you have $279,000 worth of equity. Okay, your yearly taxes are about $3,000. In our greater Richmond area, in most municipalities, most counties, cities, taxes usually are about 1% of the property's value, plus or minus. Okay, so those are the qualifiers there. So let's look at your actual cost to hold on to a vacant property. Now, when a property is not vacant, whether you're getting rent on it or you're personally living in it, obviously you're getting some functionality out of it, but empty real estate is usually not a good thing to hold on to. So the first cost that usually I've yet to hear of a client, a seller, or prospect think about this, but you've got to factor in your opportunity cost of that equity. So if you have $279,000 sitting in equity in a property, that is dead money. That's money that's not doing anything for you. It's not earning a rate of return. So it's pretty safe to assume if you were to put that money into an index fund, into a good mutual fund, I'm not a financial advisor by any means, but a 10% return on that money is not a far-fetched idea that you can be earning on that money. That expense alone is $2,325 of money that you'll never get back. That's money that you're not making on your equity, with your equity being tied up into that property. And you may say, hey Chris, I don't believe in we don't invest our money, we don't believe in the stock market, we stick it in a cookie jar, we stick it under a mattress. That's great, okay? The other thing you can think about here, the other thing you can substitute here is, hey, do you have any other debts? Do you have any car notes? Do you have any other mortgages? That's also costing you money on a monthly basis. So let's just assume that you had a car note at 5%, or let's say you had a mortgage on another property at 5%. If you were to apply that equity of $279,000, that would save you approximately $1,100 per month just paying off that other debt. So we'll just keep that there at 5%. If you don't have a mortgage, obviously you don't have any monthly interest that you're paying. If you do have a mortgage, you can plug that number into there. Let's not assume, $3,000 divided by 12, that's about $250 a month. Let's assume on a property you're spending about $100 in electric bills. Let's assume you're paying about $50 plus or minus in water and sewer. During the winter months, you can budget in gas in there. Let's assume that you're paying about $65 a month in property taxes. If you have a vacant property and your insurance lapses, your insurance renewal comes up, you're going to have to get vacant homeowners insurance and consult with an insurance professional, but that's going to be a little bit more expensive. If you live in a community with HOA fees, you got to factor that in as well. And then we also factor in that you're spending about $50 a month just maintaining the property, whether that's cutting the grass, making repairs, cleaning the property, whatever it is. So as you can see, even though you have a vacant property and even though you have no mortgage, that property is costing you about let's almost call it $1,700 a month to carry that property. So that's something to keep in mind if you're considering just holding onto the property for the next few months. If you've got an offer that's maybe a little bit below than what you set out for, it's just something to keep in mind when you're making those decisions. So hope you got value out of this. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, would love to see your comments in the comment box, and let me know if I can help you with anything, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week.